from where you're sitting now, how does this recovery look for you?
Not good. The state unemployment, I think, in our city is around 13%. I think that number is low because people have quit looking for work, and I think we have too many underemployed people in our city. So the real number is meaningfully higher than that. And I'm sort of a big believer in long cycle economics. So the last 20 years or so, I think the secular decline in interest rates, the secular increase in individual and household borrowing have masked a lot of things that are changing our economy, which are not good. It was in the New York Times, I don't mean to cite a bad source, but they had an interesting article a couple weeks ago on the last flatware manufacturer leaving the country. It makes forks and knives, and that being Paul Revere's business is kind of ironic. I drive a minivan, I have 4 kids. The only country in the world cursed to drive those things, but none are made here. So the recovery, such as it is in the growth statistics, to me is led by energy and resource. That's not part of our Southern California economy. Manufacturing being less than 10% of GDP, some of the manufacturing that's left is ours. And we are increasingly a barbell economy. The haves are doing better and the have-nots are doing worse, and the middle is sliding toward the have-not. I don't want to sound so dour, but I think we've got a long way to go here before I'd call us a better place than we might have been 2 years ago. And interest rates, free money is going to buoy markets. It always does. But I wouldn't be misled by the buoying of the markets to say that our economy or job creation is fundamentally not sound. It's not.
So, in your experience, is this the worst it's been?
Mine, yes. My adult life, for sure. I've read about history, but I wasn't around in the Depression. My family was. But yes, it was the worst. And I think it's more intractable than folks want to acknowledge. I think the devil's in the details. What can you do differently? I don't know that there's a grand policy solution. You know, once you get past free money, I'm not sure there are too many things that can be done at the federal level. But if you look at some of the things we're trying to do at a local level, I think that's where we can and are trying to make a difference. One of the great advantages, one of the things I think Los Angeles has a future in, is the diversity of our community. We have 20 some odd countries for whom we have the largest non-native population. It's not just Latin America or Asia, but it's Ethiopia. It's the UK, I mean, all over the world. And we labor with that in certain aspects of our society, but it's a huge advantage in the era of trade and foreign direct investment into the U.S.
How important is immigration?
Huge. Not
as a benefit.
As a benefit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's in several respects. Okay? We're the #1 tourist destination for Chinese. When I was in my trip to China, I met with the name escapes me, but the tourism agency who are our partners. There are 2 to 3 times the number of Chinese who would come to the U.S. to visit, to spend in our economy. The average overseas visitor spends almost $5,000 when they're in Los Angeles. They're a mini economic engine. Huge impact to us. You can see where the rubber meets the road. There's only 4 consul generals in China who are allowed under our current system to issue just a tourist visa. That also covers business, by the way, so the temporary visas, whatever they be called. When those folks try to apply, imagine you live somewhere in western China, central China, that means you get an appointment, you can't get an appointment for 6 months, your appointment might be moved, you have to spend time and money. As a business traveler, who thinks 6 months ahead, and it's a crapshoot of 1 in 10 whether you're going to get that. So it's temporary visas on a more permanent basis. One of the great strengths of the Southern California portfolio is our institutions of higher learning. We have 200 some odd colleges and universities in here, 3 of the top 10 universities in the country. In research, 3 of the top 10 in engineering. The ability to keep and attract graduates. Why do we have them go through the system and then we ask the PhDs to leave? Show me where that one works for us. I don't think that's good policy. It doesn't make sense. We have the largest number of Chinese students from China studying in the U.S., in Los Angeles. Huge asset, huge, you think of where we're going as a global economy. That's happening. You can't go back.